Hey, what's up, people? Michael here. If you want to partner your YouTube channel up, check out the link in the description.
We actually have loaded the mission. Should we start?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So, all right, what are we watching, Sal? Tell me.
So this is the camp defense level in Anderson camp. As you guys can see, they are just they are very good players, so they are rushing around to just get those defenses up. So as you can see, the barbed wire, it's one of the different defense mechanisms that you have, and you can, when you upgrade your camp, you actually unlock more defense mechanisms. We have barbed wire, we have explosive barrels, we have what we call the scrap cannon. It's a very cool one. A bit OP, I will say, but you know, that's for players to figure it out.
Yes.
And this is something that we are not limiting in the beta. So if you play and you upgrade your camp, you can actually have access to all these defense mechanisms, right? As you can see, right now they are getting in the preparation phase. It just finished it right now, so the first wave of workers is gonna come in. They are taking all of them strategical positions to see, you know, where the waves are gonna start coming from.
Yeah.
And then in this regard, as you guys can see, they came in from gate B. Here, Grant used his cocktail Molotov to actually kill a couple of workers at once, and they are trying to repair the doors, right? So, what you have to think about, right? What are the key strategical elements to think about when you're defending your camp? You need to, of course, get ammo. So, be aware where the ammo boxes are. So you have them always close, and you make sure that take a, you know, with your peripheral vision, check your ammo.
And you have to position yourself also, right? Because it being a 4-player co-op game, the missions are designed in such a way that you have to work together. You have to strategize together,
exactly.
Especially
as you can
on
see
these defenses.
Here, for instance, there is basically how they are playing it is like two are covering, shooting the zombies. Meanwhile, the other two are repairing the door. Which is another key strategical element of this level.
You
need teamwork, but also know where the wood planks are, right? So you need to pick up the wood planks, and with those, it's how you actually can repair the different gates that break. Right?
Oh, there, another one broke.
Yep. This is until you don't clean up this horde of workers. Yes, you need to keep, you know, playing smart, like deciding when you wanna actually take a break. Let's say to pick up, pick up planks, ammo, looting resources, because you actually can also craft here in your camp. Of course, it's not like when you go outside when you need to look everywhere. This is your camp, so you have you have several spots in which you have looting resources that you can just pick up and craft more grenades or healing packs, etc. So it's like, well, you're at your home, so you have a lot of tools at your disposal, basically.
So there are different ways you can attack the enemies. You can attack them through melee. There are different melee weapons and with different reach. Like, for example, you can use a stick and you have a further reach, right? And you baseball bat and so on. But with this kind of mission, are some weapons preferred than others? Because it feels like here a shotgun should work so well because there's so many walkers everywhere.
Of course, here you don't care that much about the noise or the sound that you're generating, right? So you probably will go for the weapons that have either a higher RPM, like SMGs, M4s, or weapons that have a huge kickback, like a shotgun, as you were saying, right? Actually, my favorite one is indeed going with a shotgun here. And a pistol is always handy because it has a higher RPM.
Because with a shotgun, it just feels so good. Like
it feels very good. And then, of course, like when you go outside in the wall, not just in the wood camp, you also want to use that shotgun. It's indeed satisfying. But you will probably, or you should at least, try to get a silencer for it. So then you always are sneaky, so you don't call the horde, right? Because it's different when you're defending your camp. You're ready, you have all your resources handy. But when you're out in the wild, you know, anywhere in the middle of Washington DC, like good luck finding not being cornered, right?
Yeah, because you get kind of spoiled here on resources almost in comparison to some missions.
So as you can see, they're closing the gates right now. There are different waves with different intensities that are increasingly higher, right? And as you can see, the Grant, for instance, in this mission is using more often his revolver instead of his hunting or sniper rifle, because like it has a very high RPM, and actually it has a very good kickback too, almost like a shotgun.
And it looks really good too, which is important. At least for me when I play video games. I have to look cool, you know what I mean? All right, cool. So how long, I mean, if we look at the UI, so there's on the top of the right, it says keep the gates closed, and it says 9:30. So that means that they have to defend for almost 10 minutes?
So there is a time limit. If you go faster than that timer, we don't make you wait.
Okay.
Right? So it's not time-based, it's actually action-based. So you need to defend the gates as they get open, and then you have a time limit. So in case that you don't close the gates in that timer, then yes, that's a lose condition, right?
Oh, okay.
Obviously, this timer is shorter as the difficulty goes up, because the things get harder and harder. Here we are playing in normal, but for instance, in Overkill, you have more walkers, less time, so you need to really be very well coordinated with each other.
What kind of difficulties do you have in the game?
So we have different difficulties. We have normal, which is what we're seeing right now.
And that's the easiest difficulty. Normal.
This is yes, but we don't call it easy because it's not easy.
Yeah, because it's
so
normal.
What
else?
Is how we think that when you start the game is the best way to approach
to
it.
play it for the first
But
time.
we give you a warning, not saying easy. It's normal. And then we have hard, very hard, and overkill.
Of course.
Right?
So 4 different difficulties.
Yeah, and then overkill is like, it's really, really tough.
Yeah, and obviously we're watching 4 people play here together, but you can play 3 people, you can play 2 people, 1 person, and the difficulty scales depending on how many people you play, and also what kind of difficulty you've chosen. So if you've chosen, I don't think during the closed beta we only allow people to play normal, right?
Yes, because we want to make sure that, and this is another of our objectives, right?
Yeah.
That the normal difficulty is indeed well balanced for starters, right? And so we want to focus on it.
Yeah.
And then after, we will see if we might unlock new difficulties in the phase 2, depending on the community feedback.
Precisely.
Mainly.
Yeah.
And an important thing as well here is, as you guys have seen, they had to clean up their camp. There were too many workers inside, so the waves stopped to like, okay, now you need to clean it up, right? So they just went around, cleaned the workers that were roaming all around the camp, and then the waves continue going. And it's very dynamic. So as we say, like depending on your performance, on the amount of players that you are, the game adapts to it. So for instance, if you are playing alone and you die, we give you 3 lives, right? So we are being fair with you, like not to issues like, oh, you died, see you soon, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that only happens if you're playing alone. So this is for the lone wolves that wanna, there is a lot of people and that prefers to play first alone.
Yeah.
To get a taste of how the game works, etc., and then they adventure into co-op, right?
Yeah. And I think whenever we can, we want players to play their own way, their own style. So if you're the kind of player that wants to play alone sometimes, and then you play with 2 or 3 or so friends, that's fine. That's up to you. But at the same time, we also want you to try the game as we meant it to be played. That's why we designed a co-op game. We want you to play together. Yeah.
So you can complete the game in any difficulty alone. This is something that you need to be very good to complete in Overkill. But you can do it. But of course, we always invite you guys to try co-op, because this is when the game really shines, when you really have like a lot of, let's say, memorable moments, right?
Yeah.
But if you play it alone, like it's actually a very fun, as fun as an experience, right? So it's really up to you guys. Like what we always, our philosophy always is like you paid for the game, so you do with it what you want, right?
Yeah.
So we are not gonna limit you.
Yeah. There's a lot of walkers on.
Yeah, right now they are about to finish the camp defense.
And I hear a car alarm. So for players that haven't seen that, or viewers, what's up with the car alarm?
So in this case here, like out in the wilderness, right? triggering a car alarm is a very, very bad idea, right? Because then you can get a basic walkers will start coming to you, right? In this case here, as they are finishing the level, they use now the car alarm to actually attract the walkers to where they are to actually clean them up more efficiently.
Let's start.
There you go.
It's a lot of walkers ahead of us.
Yep. So
Aiden's starting to scavenge straight away. It's good, he knows what he's doing.
and here we see Maya sneaking through a walker. This is an important mechanic of our game as well. You have takedowns, we call them, right? You can sneak to an enemy. If he doesn't listen to you, you can kill him without being detected. What you just saw before with the yellow marks is actually Heather's ability. She can detect possibilities for looting around, right? It doesn't mean that if you find a cupboard, right, that it's gonna have something, right? Because you still need to check it out. But it helps a lot on that regard, like with Heather's scavenging.
Watch out, watch out. Blink right there.
And if we look at...
Yeah. And then... as you can see here now, they are a bit bottlenecked in this door.
Yeah, they're stuck in the house room. But it's also good because they're working together, they're moving together as a unit through the house, which means that they can defend each other as they go. Because one of the problems is that you can take care of one walker, two walker, three walkers, no problem by yourself, but as soon as they start forming a group, that's when it starts to get a bit nervous, isn't it?
Yeah, like one walker, it's quite... So as you can see here, Tyler, which is playing Aiden, he got into a bear trap, and then he automatically asked for help, like cover, cover, because walkers, then you're super vulnerable, right? Like you cannot move, so the walkers are just coming to you.
Yeah.
And that's the situation you don't want to be in.
So I think one of the features that shines through so well in this type of mission is the hordometer. Can you explain to viewers who haven't heard about this before, what is it? Like, as you see it, if you look at the screen, on the top middle of the screen, you can see the skull and three small dots. So how does this feature work?
Exactly. So as soon as you create any sound, I'm going to ask one of the guys to, can one of you shoot without silencer, just to show the hordometer? Yeah, that's it. Cool. So as you guys saw here, do it again, because now you are
do it again,
on camera.
Yeah, there we
there
go.
You go.
Okay, there we go. So, okay, stop doing it. Stop.
Okay. That's how you get killed in in
so it's like a dynamic difficulty, isn't it?
Yes.
But please explain.
So basically, as you make sound, this attracts walkers, right? So any walker that is close will be attracted to that sound, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Thanks to our absolutely not a smart request, now they are having a hard time.
Yeah.
And this just happened because Matt, our lead system designer, he just made that sound.
Yeah.
Right. But as soon as you keep growing this sound, so you make more noise, you make, or even human enemies make that noise, right? Or you trigger a car alarm. There is a lot of ways in this universe that you can generate that sound. This bar goes up, and when it hits top, you basically trigger the horde.
Yeah.
So the horde starts coming, and the horde is in 3 intensities, right? And that's why you see also the 3 dots, right? So it's like horde level 1. Yes, you're probably gonna be able to make it. Don't rush it. Keep it cool.
Yeah.
Horde level 2. Okay, start getting worried.
Yeah.
Things are going south. And horde level 3, when everything is red, is like just run.
Yeah. Just run. Yeah. Otherwise, you're doomed. Because then they just continuously pour out through the woodworks, to the doorways, everything, right?
And the amount of walkers that come out of this. Of the horde itself, better level, it's also linked to what we're saying before with the dynamic difficulty, with the amount of players and the difficulty you've chosen. So we basically just want you to have fun. So we did all the groundwork and the hard work behind it, so you get a good experience no matter how you play it.
What are they doing right now in the mission itself?
So right now they are looking for the water purifier, right? So they are trying to find the family hideout where they are hiding it, right? But in the way they found this closed door that you can see there at the back,
Yeah.
And this door is blocked. So they are basically trying to get it up and running again.
And these kind of puzzles are strong throughout the game, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is something that is very important for us when we started creating this game, and which is the fact that this is not just about shooting. This is not just a shooter, mindless shooter in which you just run with guns and pew pew pew, everything that moves, right? So we make you think, right? And of course some puzzles are easier, like this one here is one of the first levels you're gonna play outside. So the puzzle is, let's say, not super complicated. The first time it is, where you go, oh, how does this work, right? But then you get used to it, and then you find harder and harder puzzles as you progress through the story. The cool thing as well is that these puzzles are randomized. So right now they had to repair the generator, but the puzzle can change to other types of mechanisms to open the doors, right?
Okay,
this is to
that's
keep
cool.
it fresh. Right?
Yeah, which is super important.
Yeah. As you can see here, Maya plays the health pack, and the whole team just got his life back. Why are they doing this? Well, it's not the first time they play this level, as you can imagine. So they know that soon there is going to be, let's say, not so friendly people.
And if you were watching this now, you saw Aiden use something. He used a feature. Can you explain about that? What happened? Because you can gather resources in the level, right? In the missions, and some of the resources you gather are used outside in the metagame loop. Exactly. But then also some are used inside. Can you talk a bit about that?
So everything that you find in this wall is useful, right? So you can decide to, like, okay, I'm gonna pick all this stuff that I'm finding here and just bring it to my camp, or you can decide to actually use it in the level to craft a grenade or a clock pick. Yeah, now they've been detected.
Yeah, by the humans.
So they went loud.
Oh, Aiden goes full on. That's a tank right there.
So as you can see, Aiden just triggered, when you saw this post effect on screen, he triggered his passive ability, which he gets reduced amount of damage when he's getting shot by humans.
Okay.
Right? So this is the ways that these are the type of skills that you can unlock on his skill tree and are unique to Aiden.
And it's interesting, and this also almost has to be played in order for you to really get it and feel it as a player. But while you're fighting the bandits, you're also, if you're shooting like the guys are doing, you increase the hordometer. So you increase the sound level, which means you attract more walkers. So you have to always have to have a look, like a 360 vision around you to see if you're getting attacked from behind by walkers or something like this.
Yes, exactly. It's you can never relax.
Yeah, it's never a calm
the bottom
point.
line, right?
So we have a question being asked a lot. If you can stream the beta, of course you can. There is no NDA tied to this closed beta. You feel free, if you get access to a closed beta key, feel free, stream it to your heart's content.
Yeah, so that's something that we are really keen on. We are very transparent always, and this is important for us, right? Like you guys can play it, you guys can stream it. There is no restrictions at all. Right? And in fact, Control just told us that the game can be preloaded already. So you can start playing at 7
Very cool.
CEST time.
So in 18 minutes instead? So it's 11 minutes according to my screen. Anyway, really soon you can start playing, which is great news, isn't it? Yeah, for everyone who's pre-purchased or found a way to get a closed beta key in any different way. So make sure you start preloading, because shit's gonna get hot.
Yeah.
You're gonna enter the world of The Walking Dead as one of the 4 characters and do what these guys are doing. Hopefully as well, but they've had some practice. Right?
Well, they basically build everything that you can see here in terms of balancing, right? So they know exactly which weapons to use, how each weapon kick could compensate it, right?
But we've talked about this as through the year that's gone by. We've talked a lot about the kind of gameplay and how this differs from other first-person shooter experiences out there. And one thing that hits me a lot as a dev in the studio is that...
to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
As you can see here, Grant is now building a wire cutter that then he can use to disarm a trap.
Ah, cool.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Because what happens if you do, if you walk over a trap? What happens?
So there is different types of traps. They are also randomized. So when you are playing, you can never be 100% sure what happens.
Yeah.
And, oh, wait a second. They just found here a crate.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what it is. You need a wire cutter.
Yes.
I can build it. Where is
Okay,
it?
build it's up here in the back.
Okay, now they all get all
Aiden
excited.
found it. Yeah.
Just keep it open.
So yeah, as we were saying, like you find different types of traps, right? There is fire traps, there is noise traps, there is bear traps, and a couple more that we're not gonna spoil right now. And then these traps, what basically they do is either they damage you or they slow you down, etc. So now they got 2 mods. This is the second mod case they found in the level.
Oh, very cool. So how does that work? Do everyone playing get a mod after the mission, or?
Yes. So in the spirit of co-op, right? If one of the teammates found a mod case, everybody in the team at the mission is gonna get a mod.
That's great.
That is adapted to his character level, right? So if you're a high level, you're gonna get a better mod. If you're a low level, you're gonna get a worse mod, right? And also stay to the difficulty. Every difficulty has a limit. So in normal, there is a cap in the
Hold on, what's going
quality
on?
of the mods.
What did Heather throw right now?
So, oh my god.
Oh,
Did
you hit
just-
them? You hit him?
Oh my.
Impressive. That's,
Okay.
that is not mediocre.
We had
That
seen
is
it
on the
before.
other end.
Yeah, like they were like just full knife whoop,
Yeah.
until the other side. This is one of the other tools that you can craft. You can not just craft like lockpicks or ways to go around the wall, but you can also craft bandages to heal yourself. You can also craft, as you saw here, a sheath, which is a knife, a throwable knife, that if you are as good as these guys, you will be able to use it to kill an enemy from, I don't know, what was it, like 50 meters, 80 meters?
Yeah, it looked so far away. Unbelievable.
Okay. So
So I think for me, like the crossbow, it works so much better in this type of mission because you can stealthily, when you meet the bandits, you can stealthily take them out one by one.
Okay, they're coming towards you.
And but because in the camp defense, a shotgun would work so much better. But yeah, so right now we're looking at Heather using the pickaxe. I prefer the machete. That's my favorite because I like when the heads roll. But
Yeah,
maybe it's can I say that?
well, you can see that. I mean, come on. Of course, like mine, for instance, I'm like my heart is divided between with the axe. I really like the fire axe.
Oh, you do?
I don't know. I've seen, I guess, too many zombie movies.
Yeah.
And also the machete is very good too.
Yeah.
But I really like that every weapon has its own way of. Okay, now things are going south, by the way. Like they're making a lot of noise. But the cool thing is that every weapon has its own advantages and disadvantages. The machete is really good if you have one walker, because you're gonna slice him pip, pip, pip,
Yeah,
out.
like no problem.
The baseball bat, in the other hand, is really good if you have a group of walkers, right? Because you can push them back as a group and still deal a lot of damage if you're able, right?
Yeah.
Grant, in the other hand, he has a staff, so he's very good on crowd control as well. He can push around walkers and get basically space for him, right? But he doesn't deal as much damage as the other ones. So you need to find your favorite tool and just play with it. Try them out. That's what we always recommend. Like just try all the weapons. Get
Precisely,
used to
because
it.
they have different stats, right? And maybe people don't think about that, but in this game in particular, they have different stats. And I think the baseball comparison there, the AoE effect it has, it's super important information because some people might go and use the machete and go, well, why isn't this as good as the baseball bat? It's because they work differently. It's just not the same type of melee. And also, it's like when the shit hits the fan, the gunplay becomes good. It becomes so good because it's not all about stealth. Like we're not trying to hide the gunplay, but when shit actually hits the fan, it feels so good to just shoot around, and it almost feels liberating because you try to avoid shooting because you don't want to increase the hordometer. But when you have to, you go like, screw it, let's just kick ass.
That works very well as well on what's your playstyle too, right?
Yeah.
So if you are more of a loud player, you just go loud.
Yeah.
You can really go run and gun.
Yeah.
Is maybe you're not gonna be the best survivor out there, right? Because you're gonna get the attention of everybody, walkers and humans. So usually the tactic that we use is we start stealthy, right? And as things get, you know, more and more heated, let's say.
Heated, yeah.
Then we all switch to okay, guys.
Then
we
you
are
switch
starting to
up.
be surrounded.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And then you coordinate and you do it together as a team, because that's when you're the most effective.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's played a good co-op game knows that if you try to do something by yourself, it can work, but it can be difficult. But when you work together, that's when the synchronicities start to happen, and where the magic really starts to shine. We have a question by.
So as you can see here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Aidan was with his baseball bat. He was holding the door, meanwhile the others were looting the zone. So now that they've looted this interior, they are all continuing their path. Houses are a very fine spot to actually scavenge.
Yeah.
Right. So
and to find an oasis also, because you can barricade and,
Yes.
and keep the horde out.
Exactly. So actually, we use sometimes barricade to troll each other as well.
Yeah, really.
Like somebody says, "Oh, you're too slow," and then you just barricade the door,
Yeah.
and the guy is outside.
And
This is fun too.
Yeah, they have a hard time.
About that,
All right, I think we're entering into another section of the mission.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's a nice takedown.
so now they took down those scouts there.
Scouting as well. Grant's having a look through the scope, seeing what's going on. He found a sniper, I believe.
Take him.
There we go.
nice. One more.
All right.
Seize us, take a shot. Take a shot.
Oh, he missed.
Got him.
That's a nice shot. G Viper 12 asks, will work in the beta transfer over into the full game?
All the work that we do
Yeah.
in terms of bug fixing or improvements, balancing, yes, of course. That's the whole point of
the beta,
our
yeah.
interaction as well with the community, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hear what you like, what you don't like as much,
Yeah.
what you want us to improve.
But if you meant G Viper 12, if you meant your own progress, so like if you become max level in the beta, if that carries over to the full game, no, it does not. But of course, any work we do as developers on the game during the closed beta, of course, we carry that with us. So it's a very good question, both of them, depending on how you look at
Actually,
it.
that's true. And in terms of your progress, yes, we said you will carry your progress through the whole beta, all the 3 phases. So everything that you gather, your levels, skills, etc., you're gonna keep them in this first phase, this weekend, upcoming weekend, and then the next weekend. So you're gonna keep all of that,
Yeah.
but not to the full game.
We also have a question here from Neil9155. While the guys are fighting, are there any special walkers? I saw a fat walker on the Steam page. Is that a mini tank walker?
So yeah, we have different types of walkers, right? But they are all within the, let's say, the universe of the Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
So you have the standard walkers, you have the crawlers, which are walkers that lost one of their legs, if not both of them. That we call them sneaky walkers ourselves, you know,
Yeah.
because they just come, you never see them, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then we have the bloaters,
There's still a lot.
which are walkers that have been in water for too long. So then when you shoot at them, they create an area of effect that fills everything with guts. So, you know, you get slowed down, and you don't want to be slow when there is walkers around, right? And then the other one is a walker that was a SWAT and now still keeps the armor and everything. So you need to chip off the helmet and then kill him. Right?
Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm looking at all the action at the same time. Shit really hit the fan when we started talking about the walkers.
So here, Grant, we are in Grant's point of view. That was
Yeah.
an armored walker, as you see.
Yeah. You had to shoot off his helmet.
He shot off the helmet, and now they're just trying to help each other to get Grant back up. There you go. You got him.
That was a survivor also, wasn't it?
That was one of the family guys, yeah.
Excuse me.
So as you can see here, they just planked the door to try to avoid more walkers coming in. But now they've been sandwiched, so they have humans in one side and walkers in the other.
Yeah. If they're lucky, they will get walkers attacking the humans. So there'll be like a 3-front war.
Yeah, exactly. And right now they are securing the area here. Heather is checking out. She's preparing for when the others have picked up the different pieces they came to rescue. And now she just shot the flare to call for Caleb, which is one of the other survivors. So Caleb is gonna come and pick them up, but it takes some time. As you can see, they just called for extraction, and it's gonna take now around 1 minute for him to arrive.
We're breaking through the back.
And as you can see right now, they are here in a mini defense, right? They are barricading some doors. Grant is having trouble there. Aiden is helping out. So trying to cover the doors for the workers not to overrun them, basically.
All right. So, Saul, I'm being told time flies so fast. It's already 7 o'clock. We gotta let the people try the game also, and not just have fun in this room of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.